called Danny, who, to be honest, we don't know what Danny's race is anyway. But he presumes that she's a black woman and called her Mojo Jojo. And said Mojo Jojo will never be a Powerpuff Girl. And what color are the Powerpuff Girls? The Powerpuff Girls are white girls. As a mother, as an African-centered psychologist, as a teacher, I find a big problem with that statement. You want racism? Dissect that. Why are there no black Powerpuff Girls ever? Huh? None of them were brown at all. I don't want my daughters to watch that. I won't. And Mojo Jojo is their enemy? And this man just made a comparison to Mojo Jojo to a melanated woman. And he said that wasn't a problem. But you're gonna turn around and flip around just for the sake of an argument with Vampy and Snoopy and this whole us versus them thing. You want to make an argument about that. Don't do that. You got the wrong one for that. Like I studied African centered psychology at 2 HBCUs. Spelman and Clark Atlanta. And actually at Morehouse too. I was at Morehouse a little bit. And in no way was that racist. Cut it out. Sasquatch was not a person. Doofus. Oh, there was something else I wanted to say before I got off. I forget what it was. I don't even remember. See, when you start blacking out, when you're fussing, you gotta slow down. My head hurts and everything. Y'all gotta find something better to do than beef online with people for views and stuff. Start controversy just because you need something to talk about. I'd rather watch you tie your shoes, honestly. I would rather you pick out rainbow shoelaces and show me how you line them up. You're so fucking toxic and negative and nasty on here. And that goes for a lot of people. To be honest, you know what's funny? You know what? Since the video is called Crystalmon, and since Nature Boy was a Crystalmon, I wonder if I could show this to my friend. He might actually get a good laugh out of it too. So please, Nick the Mountain Goat, Vampy, and I said Snoopy by accident. Snoopy's not the one that posted it. It was Nick. Please repost it. Please make it a video. I'm so sick of how, oh my God, like after everything that other people have gone through, other people have cried in Ralph's Discord. Other people have cried at him screaming down at them like they're nothing. Some of those people have died and he said nothing. Yet here you are picking at a little claymation video. Shame on you. You're so small. Y'all are so small. Again, I'm posting this because I actually like the video and I want Vampy and Nick to post it again and to keep it there because it deserves to be there and there's nothing offensive about it, to be honest. And did Ralph even complain about it, or are y'all complaining about it for him? Because that's what y'all did to me. Y'all complained about me for him. And I said, screw this, and I left. Ralph has a big ass voice. If he wants to say something, he will. So if he hasn't complained about it, y'all need to shut up. It's not about you. Golden ain't in there. Who's the other person that complained? I forget her name. Nobody's in there. Because you're not Sasquatch and you're not Ralph. There's no other characters in the video. Shame on you. You can't let nobody have no sunshine. Golly. Thank you for the one like. I don't know who it is, but just so irritated. After all the drama and pain that people have gone through over the stupid, toxic, trollosis community on here called Black Tea Sector. You run around and search your name and hunt and find if somebody's talking about you. How dare they have the word of a color in the name? Because you are the only color. Hey, Vantisha. I'm so irritated by that because it was a cute little video. There was absolutely nothing racist about it. And I want them to post it again. And my daughters watched it and enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I have a freaking degree in African-centered psychology from 3 HBCUs that I've studied at. There was nothing racist about Sasquatch and Crystalmon. Nothing. Nothing. And if you're going to say, oh, it was racist because it used the Calypso beat, guess who made it? A Trinidadian. How about that? How about that? These people get on my nerves, causing problems about everything. Something cute and sweet couldn't just be joyful. And from what I saw real quick when I searched like for like 1 minute. I didn't want to keep going. I looked and it doesn't even look like Ralph complained about it. So if he ain't complaining about it, why the hell are the hens complaining about it? If the rooster is okay with it, if the rooster in the hen house is fine with it, why are the hens clucking? Know what I mean? And I do mean that analogy to also compare to Reggie the Rooster, who I enjoy watching Reggie the Rooster like peck at the fence and try and get him. But I don't go around and watch people's YouTube just to pick at it. I'm staying out of it. Yeah, I know that's how I felt. I feel normally like I'm staying out of it, but I was just so irked. I was just because I like that little video. And it's just like shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Y'all so stupid. Damn. Can anybody live and breathe? You gonna make a comment because somebody coughed to the left instead of the right. That was such a cute little video. And like I said before, I don't know if you heard me. I have more of a problem with Powerpuff Girls than I do with that video. Because Powerpuff Girls is a team of all cute little white girls. Did they ever have anybody brown on there? No, but they got Mojo Jojo running around. And then this man turns around and compares Mojo Jojo to a black woman. So now I don't even watch Powerpuff Girls. I never really did. I watched like one episode and I didn't care. And my daughters don't really care either. I mean, they're cute animations, but I'm not represented in there. I don't care. And representation matters. It does. So we're not represented in there. But now, since he put that I didn't even think about it, that thought in my head that Mojo Jojo was a black woman and she'll never be a Powerpuff Girl. Now I see something completely different in the meaning of Powerpuff Girls. Mojo Jojo was the closest thing to brown. That is fucked up. And he slid with that. Okay, everybody's over that. That's fine. But don't turn around and pick at something else that was cute and harmless. Crystal Man, like I said, if Ralph complained about Crystal Man, I could understand. But if he ain't complaining about it, what are these hens doing complaining about it? They need to go worry about their own man and their own life. Like, how did and I think also with all the other stupid little beefs and arguing and stuff going on here, I'm just like, look, shut up. Shut up. So what? They made something funny, a little claymation. It's cute. Again, Ralph doesn't actually look bad in there. It's not like Ralph looks ugly and Ralph looks like a monkey. No, he looks like Ralph. And if he ain't complaining about Trevor Green making his cartoons with him, then why the heck are we complaining about this? Ugh. Dad, can we let us have some kind of joy? Can there be any joy or it's just gotta be beefing all the time? That's all y'all got is beef, arguing, hating, jealousy, anger, negativity. That's all y'all got? Ugh. I mean, that's why I am in my own little corner, and I'm not doing this to go viral and nothing like that. I'm doing this because I want Nick and Vampy to know that I'm saying ain't nothing wrong with it. I say it in the comments in the chat, but I want them to know and to have that here is somebody. Like I said, I actually studied African centered psychology, and Sasquatch was not black in that video, and he wasn't the only black character. Like you just said, Mojo Jojo was the only brown character in Powerpuff Girls. That little 3-minute video didn't consist of just this one brown Sasquatch walking around. Ralph was there in the video, and Ralph is brown. He's not depicted in a bad way. He's tripping over stuff and the Sasquatch, this, whatever. It's funny. It is funny. And it's not fair that they were trying to take away every little joy. Like, damn. Golly. Ooh. The fuck are you doing in your house? What is your house atmosphere like? And this is how you are on a computer. Are you walking around the house bitching about everything? Damn. Who do you live with? Are they happy? Do you get beat or something? Like, what the hell? Why y'all so negative and mean and nasty? Duh. You just want everybody else to be mean and nasty. Just little gins, just little gins, little negative. Y'all ain't even trolls. Y'all gremlins. Like, what the fuck? Damn. Oh my god. Just irritated. I'm cooking. That's why I have the camera off. Irritated me so bad. I hope they post it again. I hope they post it again. And I'm gonna keep my video up because, like I said, technically I actually do have a background in the education of this, and I can say that it's not racist. I'll say that with my full spelling degree, with my full Morehouse classes and Morehouse certification, with my full Clark Atlanta certification, and my full studies of African centered psychology. I will say, and oh, wait a minute. Also, I studied history and criticism of film with Dr. Eichelberger at Clark Atlanta. Dr. Eichelberger is the man that taught Spike Lee. So when I say it's not racist, I'm coming with some books behind me. And ain't nothing racist about it. Leave them alone. Let people be happy. Damn. Oh, like I said, I'll say it with my full Spelman degree. Yep. Spelman College, #1 HBCU in America. Okay? Historically black college and university, if you didn't know what that means, dropping the turd. That's what that means. Maybe you should look that up since you're all in the black tea sector reporting about the black tea. How about you report about Spelman College? Okay? That's black. That's very black. That's very black. And it's about black success and black excellence. Report on that. Can you be entertained by something beautiful? Something good for a chance? Damn. I'm really starting to get why people are irritated with race going on because Jaguar going to Atwoods brought different viewers. And it brought Maggie. And Maggie brought different viewers. And those viewers aren't brown, but they're discussing brown issues. And I don't want to say brown issues, they're discussing issues of brown people. And I understand that. I wouldn't have a problem with that if it wasn't for people like dropping the turd. Because how dare you pick at something that someone else tried to create amongst their tears? People have cried over that man talking to them that way. And Sassy Paws died, and I heard that he didn't even say anything about that. Even though she didn't die from him, but how the fuck you dare not say, damn, yo, rest in peace. Man, I'm heartbroken. Nothing? Well, fuck you then. This video is not for children. Like, and this is what I meant when I said to Vampy before. I was like, people have lost their sense of humanity. You are a bot, basically. You're performing on this app as if you're not human. So you're a bot. Just like Ralph said, actually, they're not real. They're not real. Yeah, none of y'all are real. None of y'all are real. None of y'all that come on here engaging and starting this beef, y'all not real. You're not real. You're contributing to the downfall of humanity. How about that? How about that? You want to get really psychoanalytic about it since everybody think they're a fucking psychologist on here analyzing everything all the time. How about that? How about that? You are contributing to the downfall of humanity. How about that? And there's no report on YouTube for that because that's part of the agenda. How about that, Ralph? I'll talk with you about that. That's why I agree with you on some circumstance. You're just a little cuckoo. And I know better about a little bit of cuckoo to stay the hell away from little cuckoo, including magic cuckoo. You know what I mean? You gotta back away sometimes. Again, protect your sense of humanity. Oh my god, I hope they keep up that video. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this audio up because I want it to be said to them, to Vampy and Nick, that I appreciate what they did, their little cute little video. And that I don't see anything wrong with it because I understand how being someone who is not of the race, who has gone through trauma, I understand how you want to be sensitive to the race that has gone through trauma, Nick. I understand that. And I want you to know you ain't do shit wrong. And neither did Vampy with her Trinidadian Calypso beats. All right? Nothing was wrong. Disgusting ass people. Fucking miserable ass. That's all you got is coming on here beefing. Damn. I mean, I don't know. I'm grateful that my mom educated me in Black history, African-centered Black history. I understood Willie Lynch and all that before going to Spelman, so I kind of took Spelman for granted a little bit. Um, but I'm glad that my mom instilled those things in me, and I'm glad that religion has taught me about being careful of negative entities, negative energies, jinns, and things like that, because I see it. I see it for what it is, and again, I'm not moved. Y'all aren't special. You're not intelligent for picking out every little damn thing like a little nit. It's like you're picking out lice out of somebody's hair. Just everything. Just shut up. And I don't care what you say about me after this, because like I said, I actually had the fucking education to back myself up. You want to complain about me? Complain about me to Spelman College. How about that? How about that? How about that? Shit, write a letter to my dean. Freaking idiots. Oh, I'm just so. Ooh. Stupid. Out of all the problems in the world, you're going to just go ahead and create one over something that was harmless. And it was over something that I enjoyed. So now you got my mouth too. How about that? Okay? And Ralph, if you have a problem with me, we can talk. We can talk on here through the app. But actually, part of the reason why I'm avoiding talking to you on the app is because I know somebody who can see you in person. And that would not be good of me to manipulate that right now. Oh, crap. I didn't see you there, baby. Yogurt? No, I'm making dinner. Okay. Chicken, beans, and rice. Oh, well, it's good. It is fragrant, like you just said. You want to learn the word fragrant? Fragrant means it smells good. Come here. Want to smell the beans? Smell them. They are fragrant. See? Actually, you can't smell them that much anymore because they're not on the fire anymore. But they are fragrant. All right, I'm going to hang up because, thank goodness, my daughters know well enough than to repeat anything bad, words, and nothing like that. So I don't have to worry about them hearing that. They're good girls. But I am going to be off. Hello, AAT. Hey, Cassandra. Girl, you're going to have to rewind or something. Replay this because I'm about to leave. Because I don't want to just be on the phone all the time right now. But to say the least, I was pissed off at the fact that people would really try and turn something comical and something healing and therapeutic into something ugly. And their reasoning for it is just so unreasonable. It's dumb. There was nothing racist about Sasquatch. Was nothing racist about Ralph running around with his crystals in there. The video we were watching, a little comedy video with the claymation. Remember the little man? Crystal man, the crystal man. That one? Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah.
You like it? Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a cute little video. Shoot. Adorable little video. Crystal man. Did you like it? You don't remember that song? You saw it on Friday before you left for Daddy's? Crystal man. You like it?
Hmm?
What did you like? Say something. What was your favorite part?
I don't know.
Was anything bad happening in that video, Layla?
No.
Was anything bad happening in that video? What were you gonna say? Was Sasquatch chasing him?
No, probably that he kept taking all the crystals and didn't share them.
He kept taking all the crystals?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you stop putting the aloe leaf like that? I know that that's your dragon tail and your axolotl tail, but yeah. Put it down.
I thought this was the pink pumpkin.
No, it's the bagels, but I think I left them open that they would dry. Can you get out of here? Stop it.
No, I'm not.
Both of you get out the kitchen. I don't like it when you're in the kitchen. It makes me nervous. I don't want to mess up the food. Beat it. Oh, seriously? Get off of me. You came in here, so I'll let you make a comment for Crystal Mom. Because people are trying to take Crystal Mom away. What do you want to say to people that are trying to take Crystal Mom away?
What do you mean?
They're trying to delete. They want to delete Crystal Mom. They're gonna take him away. There'll be no more Crystal Mom.
Why? It sounds like Gluckmon.
Crystal Mom?
Crystal Mon sounds like Gluckmon.
Yeah, but they're gonna get rid of Crystal Mom.
Please don't take away Crystal Man because he sounds like my uncle. Please.
Did you like Sasquatch?
Plus, I don't know what
You
it's
didn't see Sasquatch the monkey?
Oh.
He was barely in it, but he was the song. The song Crystal Mom comes from the point of view of Sasquatch, where Sasquatch is talking about this man he sees running around after crystals out there in the garden. Why are you behind me? Say something about Crystal Mom before I end the line. Get from under my dress. Oh my God. No, stop. I swear y'all getting on my nerves right now on purpose.
I don't know what to say.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
What if they delete it and you can't ever see it again? Do you want them to do that? No, because it was funny, right? All right. Hey, Cassandra. I'm doing okay. I just, like I said, that just irritated every intellect in my bone. You want to make one? Well, I told Nick that you want a video too, and that's another thing. I don't want Nick to be discouraged because I understand that she is an advocate and she doesn't want to be seen as, um, being a problem for, like I said, people who have experienced trauma, which is Black people. She doesn't want to be a target and she doesn't want to contribute to any negative views of Black people. And she didn't. And it is just so wrong to misconstrue the meaning of that, The little voices, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm going to keep this up because I want Nick especially cuz like I said I mean to be honest, my background is mixed. So I understand not wanting to be a problem for people because that wasn't your intent. And that's wrong cuz you're going to make that woman feel like she can't do nothing and say nothing. And that's just wrong. That's just so and she didn't do anything wrong, you know? She wasn't trying to be mean. She just took Vampy's storyboard. She didn't even make it herself. And Vampy didn't do anything wrong. And if you want to talk about the fact that it's a reggae tone, Vampy's Trinidadian, okay? So you have a Black creator that created it with a beat that resonated with her, you know? Yeah, you're Black and white, right? So, like for example, something about like hair, for example, like I realized about like a few years ago, I was like, okay, I really can't or shouldn't make comments about hair and hair type and things like that because I never really had that whole experience, or even about skin color. I never really had that whole experience. But I do know that I'm a Black woman. I do know that I know everything about African American history. I know everything about African centered psychology. I know everything about, the fact that slavery actually started in South America. The first slaves and the people who were slaves the longest were the people in South America. Latinas were slaves the longest. Hispanics were slaves longer than Black people. They were. They were. And half of them were raped. They don't speak Spanish. They never did. You know what I mean? Like their original language isn't Spanish. Just because they speak Spanish does not mean that was their native language. They were colonized by Spain and raped by Spain, and it didn't stop for a while. And half of them have complexion troubles because they think they're white, and they will check that off on their welfare certificates saying white. You're not white. You're light skinned. You're Black. You're more Black than most of us. You know. Um, And again, like I said, and that's coming from my heritage. I'm Native American. I am Dominican, but I don't have any attachment to that side. That's my father's side. And Black. And that's who the fuck I am. Like I said, though, again, I realize about my identity that there are certain things that I never completely understood and didn't value or like realize were important because of the fact that I had a different experience. When I look around in my family, everybody has different colors. So I never understood when people said light skin girls this, dark skin girls that. I didn't get it. And that's another reason why when there were people who talked about like complexion like that, oh light skin girls this and dark skin girls that, when I encountered men that thought like that, I've actually been told that I act like a light skinned girl. And I'm not light skinned. And I don't know what the fuck that means, but I know that I act like my mama. And I realize that the way that I interact sometimes in dating and in flirting is like my mama. And I have to be careful of that, not because of my skin complexion, but because the men don't react the way that I think that they would. They kind of have different expectations, you know? Oh, yeah, Cassandra, we cousins. Yeah, so I was just completely disgusted when I saw only thing I saw was because when Snoopy said that they were having a problem with it, I just searched real quick Golden, searched her page and saw her page where she said, yes, somebody is finally calling out. These are the images from that video. And I clicked it for 1 second and it took me to the drop in the T page where she's saying it's racist. And uh, It is not at all. That is not what it depicts at all. There's nothing racist about it. How fucking dare them? If you don't find something else to do, damn, you that bored with Diddy? All this news coming out about Diddy, and you reporting on this beef on the T sector. I followed dropping the T when she first started because she was talking about other things. Now she's kind of been trapped into this quote unquote tea and beef sector BS. Cut it out. Grow up. I had trouble with the black people that always said I think I'm better because my hair and skin. Yeah, yeah, that happens too. And it's funny because I didn't go through that, but my mom did. Like my mom, here's something funny, right? So my mom told me about how her mom used to call her high yellow, right? Growing up, I never knew that the Simpsons were white. I thought the Simpsons were just yellow. I thought they were just light skin. so so I'm watching the Simpsons thinking that they're just light skinned yellow people. And I thought that Bart had a high top fade, like, and I thought that Marge had a beehive just with like afro hair. There was nothing white about them to me. I thought they were just light skinned. I didn't realize they weren't light skinned, that they were white until I was in college. Like I said, I took a bunch of African centered psychology classes. My professor's name was Dr. Timothy Moore, at Clark Atlanta. And then from there, I also studied under Dr. Bass, Christopher Bass, at Spelman, him and his wife. Like I freaking have studied this stuff. There was nothing I can academically tell you that there's nothing racist about that video. I've also studied the history and criticism of film under Dr. Eichelberger. Actually, it's Dr. Eichelberg, not Berger. Eichelberger. They call him Dr. E at Clark Atlanta. And that's the man that taught Spike Lee. These are all historically black colleges and universities that I went to. So when I say it ain't racist, it ain't racist. Wasn't nothing racist about it. You reaching real hard. Shame on you. Shame on you both. And again, if Ralph ain't complaining about it, where the hell do y'all get off complaining about it? Like I said, that's actually, and see, that's the thing. That's the thing that got me out of that Discord because of them. It wasn't even because of him. He yelled at me a few times, and yes, that was an emotional thing. But I was trying to show him that I was okay. I'm cool. I'm not still mad at you. I understand your point. I can see why you're tripping because there are people effing with you, man. I get it. And I tried to kind of empathize like that. So I was still in there. I left because of people like Imani, people like Golden, and yeah, people like Sassy Paws. Rest in peace, sissy. Um, you know, and I even unblocked her. Gosh, I was gonna talk to her before she passed away. But she wasn't on like that week because I had unblocked her, and I was like, this Ralph stuff is over, and I don't think that she's going to quote unquote attack me or, you know, um, troll me or whatever. But yeah, Imani is still blocked. And a few other people from that issue. You're tired of the racist stuff. I'm tired of it too, but you know what started it? And I understand what started it. Again, like I said, I fucking studied this stuff and I saw what happened. Jag brought her tail over to Atwood. And with that brought people who were black and listening to Jag to Atwood. And it made it very, multiracial area, which is fine. But then Jag came out of Atwood with Maggie. And Maggie brought some of Atwood's viewers. Some of Atwood's viewers being not black people. And whether they intended or not, it is not going to be easy for them to communicate within black spaces. Because this is YouTube and this is where people come to express themselves. And even if someone is talking about, let's say you have a dark skinned woman talking about being ashy and how she feels so ugly sometimes and stuff like that, that is a complicated thing for white people to be involved in, and in the sense of giving empathy to both sides. That would be hard for you to address if you're not black or to even, communicate with if you're not black. But for some reason, the majority of the non-black viewers, they stay in this area and they stay supporting Maggie. So that means that now you have a bunch of non-black viewers following Maggie, supporting Maggie. As there are non-black viewers supporting Maggie, and Maggie is getting in a beef with all these other black people on here, they're involved in it. And it's causing almost like a storm. Because no one is being responsible, no one is being accountable. I'm not saying that things should be divided, but kind of, yeah, because this is YouTube. This is a place where people express themselves. And there are things that people have experienced, real racism, that they're not comfortable with having white people commenting or being a part of. And that's their choice. That's their feelings, that's their emotions. They have a right to that. So again, like I said, the problems are going to come up regardless because of the way that things are mixing and the irresponsibility and lack of accountability going on. Dropping the tea, at one point she was talking a lot more about Diddy and stuff and about the celebrity gossip. And I was down for her then, but then she started getting into beefs and arguments with people, and I unsubscribed because I didn't want to see it. I don't feel like, oh my God, I don't care. I thought that she was trying to be an anonymous reporter. And then she got her feelings involved, and it's a mess. And I was like, yo, I'm not here for that. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we all have the option to log off, unsubscribe, block, hide this user. Those are viable options. And we need to be exercising those options more, and we need to talk about those options. And right now, there's a lot of beefing and stupid arguments and stuff going on. And so to see that they just chose that argument and that beef over something that I actually enjoyed, I was like, damn, y'all gonna take that away too? Shoot. Y'all gonna take something simple like that away? Man, you would have been better off just going with the Lady T thing and the Sean Daly thing and OKP and taking sides on that. Or why you gotta, golly, you gotta, like I said, they just want to just take people's joy away. That's very gremlin of you. Not even troll, because a troll wanders around. It's under a bridge. A troll is territorial and stuff like that. But when you actually go after people, you're being a gremlin. That's not a troll. You're a fucking gremlin. Yeah. Yeah, Cassandra. So like I said, I'm posting this because I want Nick to know that, like I said, I actually do have a lot of academics behind me. I have my degree in psychology. I studied child psychology, African centered psychology, and I also minored in history and criticism of film, where I have actually sat through videos and analyzed the colors and the meaning and all of that before. So when I say ain't nothing racist about that little Sasquatch video, ain't nothing racist about it. And I mean it. And I hope that Nick and Vampy keep it up. Allow people to enjoy it. And as far as Ralph goes, I don't know if he complained about it. I don't think he did. And he probably didn't have to because y'all so busy thirsting after him. Y'all complain about stuff he ain't even complaining about. Like I said, when I was still in that Discord, he wasn't complaining. He saw me there. He knew I was there. He didn't care. Even though we had our argument or whatever, and he got mad because I mentioned the music because people have been trolling him about the music. I understood what was going on, and no, he was not right to yell at me about that. And yes, he was wrong in assuming that I meant that. There was actually freaking music in the background of that video that he was playing. And I was just asking if anybody else heard it because it was very low. And I was like, yo, who is Ralph playing that music or is that the video? And he snapped at me. And even though that disagreement happened, I was still in there. He still knew I was in there. Neither of us cared. It wasn't that big of a deal. But the hens in the hen house, made that an issue and started poking and making fun of me. And when I realized that they were making little code names about me, I was like, oh, y'all doing this the whole time? I didn't realize. And when I realized they were talking about me the whole time, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all been sitting here in this Discord talking about me in code. And I was like, how fucking weak is that? Y'all gotta gang up on somebody. I'm one person. It's like 5, 6 of y'all. And I left, you know? Um, yeah, so if he's not complaining about Trevor Green and he's not complaining about the Sasquatch video, why the hell are y'all complaining about it? Go get something to do. Go find a man in real life. Go find somebody else to sit up under and go to bat for. You want to fight for somebody? Go fight for somebody that means something. Shit. Go find somebody that I heard the Black Panthers got back together. Go find a man that's a Black Panther and go up behind him and fight for that man. Okay, something real. You know, shoot, just oh, you know. And again, like I said, I feel bad that Nick is taking a brunt of it. Um, and yes, Vampy is the one that made it, and Vampy didn't mean anything racist by it, of course. And no, you don't get to steal that joy. And no, you do not get to impose your own racial thoughts in it. Because again, who called a black woman Mojo Jojo? It wasn't Vampy. It wasn't Nick. Somebody else called a black woman Mojo Jojo. And if y'all ain't gonna have no problems with that, don't come over here having a problem with Sasquatch in the background behind a black man. That's all that was. Yeah, he does. Look, to be honest, majority of these people that spend that much time on YouTube need somebody else to talk to, including me sometimes. That's another thing. The way that I view psychology is that you can never generalize anything. And you can never jump to assumptions. That's the biggest lesson I learned in psychology. And then on top of that, God gave me twins. So I literally can see how two people raised in the same environment can have a different experience. I can be nursing my two babies, at my breast, and I know that they're not having the same experience. So there's no ways you can compare any other two people and make assumptions. You can't do that. That's actually malpractice in psychology, right? And again, like I said, so I feel bad because I know that Nick didn't have any ill intent. And these people are just fishing. And I want her to know that she's supported. There was nothing racist about it. I don't want her to feel guilty or anything about it. And Vampy knows damn well it wasn't because Vampy's the one that created it. So, but I'm going to keep my little video up. All right, Cassandra, I'm about to go because I gotta go feed my babies. Talk to you later.